goal is for our students to be learning as much as they can about set design, about acting, about performance, about directing, producing, everything. Lights, sound. It's all done by students, and I think they learn a great deal through the experience of putting on a play.
Well, my first play was Murder Can Be Habit. I was a stage manager.
An actress who I met at the summer musical that year asked me to understudy for her.
The person I was understudying kind of dropped out, so I got the part.
I was going into grade 9 and looking through the SMUS activity guide thing.
Well, first of all, I wanted to know what exactly black comedy was, which first got my curiosity.
And I'd wanted to act in one for a while, but I was sort of waiting for a comedy and like the time that worked. And
I was teaching grade 10 drama, and 2 students approached me. Well, really one in particular, Morgan Pudwell, who was in grade 10 at the time, and she was somebody who didn't sing and didn't dance and was very theatrical and had come to St. Michael's on an art scholarship to pursue theater, and she wanted to perform. It wasn't just enough to be in drama class. And so she said, could we create opportunities for actors who weren't singers and dancers to still be able to put on plays and act and be a whole part of it. And she was very keen on it being student run from the beginning. She wanted it to be a student initiative, and she wanted students to do it themselves for themselves rather than constantly depend on the institution to create what the society would be. So it became a student run, student driven, student led project from the very beginning.
Number one most frustrating thing about theater, that somebody like taking a sip from a glass can be the most complicated piece of blocking ever. I think I'm going insane.
It's not easy. We're short on time, and same with rehearsal. Everyone's busy, especially dealing with a newer cast.
The difficult thing about being a director, I think, is because I'm not solely directing. I'm co-directing with Hubert, and Miss Fraser's the head. So if I want something done, I have to make like a compromise with 2 of them, and I also have to make compromises with Robyn and Jacob. And that's hard sometimes, because if I want one way, Miss Fraser wants another way, then since Miss Fraser's the head, it gets her way. And usually it's really good, but it's trying to like balance everyone's ideas.
Getting people to listen to me. I'm fairly comfortable with authority. I don't mind giving people direction, but like a lot of the time I feel like my authority is being ignored. People just kind of keep talking away, and like, if I'm the director, I have something important to say, you should be listening to me, not playing on your cell phone or throwing a tennis ball or something like that. This means you, actors.
The most difficult thing is when somebody doesn't quite agree with what you're trying to teach them. And I mean, you always have to keep your actors' opinions in consideration whenever you're doing anything. And if they don't quite agree with something, then you have to go back and you have to revise what you've done. Because you can't force anybody to do anything.
We all talk at once, and then we all are like, I have an idea, and then we all say it, and then everyone's like, so what did we just say? And then we get off topic, and because we're all the same nerds, we start talking about something weird.
Like after every line we find something funny, and then we go off on a tangent, and it becomes like a tangent onto kittens or something, and then we get really confused, and then we go back to it. And just like most of us memorize them, we're like, oh, we'll memorize them, you know. It's usually like a week before the play, but you know, that's okay. Seems to work out.
Everybody is so different, and they all have different ideas on things, and when you're doing plays it can sometimes collide and be a bit of a mess.
You know, we just have to work it out. Now, the actors, the directors, the staff, you know, we work everything out, and everything turned out great.
I think that a huge part of it at the current moment is memorization.
We had 163 line cues.
The most complicated part of my job is setting up the lights.
You know how the school has like musical and the school has, you know, music. And then there's also the school has drama, but like this is acting, and we can have like student directors directing us, and they have a chance to do things, and then we have a chance to learn. And it's sort of different from the drama aspect.
Being a character and trying to relate to one another outside of written dialogue, like probably my favorite part of Theatre Society is when on stage we're running something and someone forgets a line and people just wing it in character, and it turns into like the biggest gong show. You have no idea. Your hand.
I'm not handicapped!
Best thing about Theater Society is the feeling you get, because you get to do this amazing thing with so many people who love the same thing you do, and then you become this amazing team, and the bond never goes away.
Mayhem. Definitely mayhem.
Backstage.
Crap. Go on stage. Nope. Leave stage.
Sunday afternoons spent arguing on how a scene should go, and when it's argued, not even between the person acting, but the director and one of the actors. That's my favorite time, because I just love it. Because I'm sitting there in my seat thinking, oh, yeah, I can do this and this and this, and Fraser's saying, oh, I could go over there. I could ride a bike. I could have a guy wearing a dog mask come on and chase me. That could happen. And I'm thinking, really? And I love those kind of moments where it's just pure Starbucks-induced emotion, and we're all running on fumes, and yeah. People might think that's a bad thing, but I love it.
You with meaning. Okay. So then go black or white.
Isn't he sexy? Look at that. Look at that face.
Anyway, okay, so this is for Moon and Bird Group, so Brian, if you could follow along in your scripts, that would be
Oh, in my script.
nice.
It's a really free space where the students can learn how to act and to direct and do all the different facets of theater in a very open environment.
Keep up the good work. Try to get those lines down as soon as possible. I know a lot of us are busy with APs right now, but as soon as you can, please get those lines down. That'll help us get along really fast.